Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is ready for Nidhi ji. Welcome back, Nidhi ji. All yours.
Thank you, Panaji.
Namaste.
Namaste. Hope everyone's doing well. How have you been, Panaji?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
That's nice.
Thank you.
How's everyone? Anita ji, who all are there? Let me just see. Anita ji is there. Praful ji is there.
It would be
Lata
nice
ji is
if we
there.
had. It would be
Sheila
nice if we
ji.
had the videos on, please.
Yeah, it will be nice because it's much more comfortable for me to address each of you. Pragna Patel ji, Rajendra ji, Ranju ji.
Yeah. I think having videos on is people's choices and options, which is given by even by Zoom. So Panna, please don't keep forcing. If they want to open, they will open. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's an option with you. Absolutely. It's not a force, but I
For
think
everyone. For everyone.
yeah, it's for everyone. But it's nice that, imagine I'll just shut my video and I'm talking. How would you enjoy? Would you enjoy it?
No, but people are cooking, people are busy at times. And if they don't want to open, then Panna, don't
Yes.
force them. Okay.
Please,
Thank you.
please spare just half an hour, 40 minutes. It'll be nice. So it doesn't matter, even if you're cooking and doing something else. But it's nice to see smiling faces. Ilaji, hello, how are you? Nice to see smiling faces.
Yeah, there are some people who are not well either. Okay, thank you.
All right. So we will. How was everyone's week? And as promised, we had discussed to, talk about Mars today, Mangal. So I'll discuss about the planet Mangal. And before that, I'll ask everyone, how was your Guru Purnima? Did you do anything on the Guru Purnima? Hello, Anita ji. Did
We done a
anyone?
meditation.
Sorry?
We done a meditation on
Wonderful. You did meditation. That's very nice. Do you know the real story behind Guru Purnima? Why is Guru Purnima celebrated as Guru Purnima?
Is to thank our teachers
teachers.
and
Yeah.
what we have learned from
Yeah,
them.
of course, yes. But why is that day, why is that Purnima Guru Purnima?
Don't know.
You know, because Rishi Ved Vyas, the biggest guru of all of us, was born, and the story of his birth is very interesting, which maybe I can take some other day. How he was born, um, whose child he was. I mean, if you just think of it, you can't even imagine that he was their children. So, I mean, they were his father and mother. So it's a very interesting story, but I would not like to digress today because then the core topic of astrology gets left behind. I will talk of Mars today. And so I'll tell you basic features of Mars, and then we will, bust some myths around Mars. Mars, as it is called Mangal, it's called Mangal Dev, and there's a difference between a Devata and a Mahadev. Although Mahadev is an upadhi given to Shiv, but um, Dev is the lower level of things, and the Trinity, which is Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, those are Bhagwan, and Devs are the lower levels. So even Indra is Dev, so that's Ganesh is Bhagwan. So there's a difference, and that's how we differentiate between the levels of the power of them. These deities of the planets are addressed as Dev. So Shani Dev, Mangal Dev, except Rahu, because it doesn't have a physical identity. Rest all are Chandra Dev, addressed as Dev. You know, Mangal as a word in English, it's called Mars. It is the root word for Mangalvar, which is Tuesday. And that is why Tuesday is the day for Mangal. And incidentally, Mangal in Hindi also means, auspicious. Another beautiful word of Mangal, if we extend further, is Mangalya. Mangalya is happiness. Mangalya is also a feature given to women who are married. So, it's like someone who's happy always and always living as a wedded woman. It's called Mangalya. Mars is a masculine planet, and we all know, we've studied it. NASA has done some researches, and it's also mentioned in our book. It's a fireball. It's a red fiery planet. So it's a fiery planet. It's very, very hot. Mars is very hot. It's the source of energy. It takes a lot of energy from sun, so it's a source of big energy because it's a fiery planet. It owns two signs, which is Aries. The lord of Aries is Mars, and Scorpio. So people who are Scorpions, their lord is Mars. And I'm not going by Western zodiac phenomena of month of birth. I am going by Hindu zodiac phenomena of sun sign and Lagna and moon sign. Mars is friendly to Sun, Jupiter, and Moon, whereas not friendly with Mercury, and comfortable, not very friendly with Saturn. So Mars and Saturn have very interesting things, and that's why it is said that if you really want to appease Mars, maybe a good idea to pray to Saturn as well. So if Mars is placed in Leo, it's placed in Sagittarius, Pisces, or Cancer, it's considered to be good because these are its friendly signs. If Mars is in Gemini or Virgo, then it's not considered to be that good. There can be repercussions by means of its placement. Mars gains the strength of exaltation. It gets exalted in Capricorn, which is a sign owned by Saturn. And it debilitates in Cancer, which is a sign owned by Moon. And I can explain it to you of this exalting and debilitating by this. 10th sign in 10th house is the house of work, right? Where we have to perform our karmas. Now, Mars is, what is Mars? Okay, let me come to this later. So I'll just first talk of the characteristics of it. Mars is associated with the colors like red, orange, and its shades, and the darker shades of red and orange. And that's why coral is a stone which is associated with Mars. Coral is a stone which is worn if you have to, support Mars to perform beneficially in your chart. And I can hold for a minute if anyone has any questions right now in between. Or am I going too fast? If anyone has anything, please share. And my pace is okay? All right. So that's the, I'll repeat, red, orange, and its shades are the colors of Mars. Mars deity is Hanumanji and Kartikeya, both. I'll come to the names of Mars later. So that's why we pray to Hanumanji or Kartikeya, depending on what part of Mars do we want to address. As always, all planets have three nakshatras. Mars owns the nakshatra of Mrigashira, Chitra, and Dhanishta. And Mars is called, there's a very interesting story of Mars. Actually, it is a Bhumi Putra. So it's the son of Bhumi, Prithvi. And that's why one of its name is Bhomai, Bhumi, Bhomai. But multiple, stories are around. The Vaishnavas say that Mars is the son of Varaha, the third avatar of Vishnu. Shaivs say that, Mars is the son of Shiv. But largely, it's the son of both Varaha and Bhumi. And the story is like this, that Hiranyakashipu had abducted Prithvi, Bhumi, and had taken it deep into the sea. And since Prithvi was abducted and taken deep into the sea, the survival had become very difficult. And that's when Vishnu took avatar of Varaha. And when it tried saving Prithvi, because Prithvi was so large, it couldn't anyway hold it back. So he held Prithvi on his tusk, on his horn, Varaha horn. And that's when he took her there. And that's when he realized that she is part of Lakshmi. And he had a loving feeling for her. And that's the reason why Mars was born. So because he felt that she is a form of Lakshmi, and in that form of Lakshmi and Bhumi, Mangal was born. Now, Mangal has several other names, and that's one of the name of Mangal is Raktavarna. Raktavarna is whose color is like blood red. And because of this name of Raktavarna, this is also a reason because why it is called Raktavarna is another reason because Mars represents red blood, RBCs, red blood cells in our body. At times when we do medical astrology and we have to diagnose certain diseases related to Mars is one of the diseases related to red blood cells. And if it is impacted with Mercury, Rahu, Jupiter, then chances of cancer of RBCs is there, which is a leukemia, which is a form of things. That's one thing, but it is not that, if Mars is impacted by these, we see a lot of factors to arrive at a disease. So as I said, it's a Bhumi Putra, it's called Bhomai. It's also called Lohitang. Lohitang means like the iron, red bodied, as strong as iron. And then when once we understand its features, we will understand why these names are given to Mars. It is also called Kuja. In South India, Mars is said as Kuja. That's because it is born from Earth. Kuj, growth from Earth. Then it's one of the word is also Bha, just Bha. Bha is again because it's shining. Because of fire, there's a lot of energy radiating out of it. So it's shining. And then Dhara Putra, again because it's a Bhumi Putra. What is Mars? Now let's understand what is Mars. Mars is nothing but the energy, action, and desire. It's our energy, it's our actions, it's our desire. This is Mars is the factor which governs our actions. And that's the reason Mars exalts in 10th sign. And if there's a phenomena called Kalpurush Kundli, 10th sign is also a 10th house, which is the house of karma, which is the house of our profession. And for your profession, you need that energy, you need that action, you need that desire, you need that passion, you need that boldness, you need that courage. And at times, you also need that aggression to achieve what you want to achieve, to work. Because if you don't have the energy, how will you work? You'll always be tired. So that's the reason Mars exalts in the 10th house. And it debilitates in the 4th house is the house of moon. So when our emotions overcome us, we are overpowered by emotions and it overrules our rational mind. It overrules our desire to work. It overrules our passion. That's when Mars gets debilitated. Also, 4th is a water sign. So in water, fire, douses off. So that's why Mars debilitates in Cancer. Now, it also indicates how we would like to pursue our goals. So depending on where the Mars is placed, it defines how we will pursue our goals. What is the kind of energies that we'll put? And why I'm saying what's the kind of energy we'll put is that Mars has both constructive and destructive energies, right? Let's understand this. Mars, if we say of Vedic phenomena, Mars was given the role of chief of army in a kingdom. So like sun is king, we discussed the roles of these people. Mars was the chief of army. And by being of chief of army, the chief of army had to take both positive and destructive decisions, because constructive was to lead the army, to make plans, to energize the army to win. But destructive was also to kill people of the other, facets of other part of the, opposition, to kill people from opposition, or to take strong actions. So they needed the aggressive energy to fight over. So when similarly in our lives, Mars is constructive because it gives us the courage, it gives us the energy, it gives us the power, it gives us the strength to work around our decisions, to work in our profession, to work around our goals without fear, because Mars is what makes us fearless. People who have strong Mars are generally fearless people. So that's and they're not lazy. People whose Mars is good are very energetic. You'll find that they are always up to something. They need something to be more to keep themselves alive, and that's why, like a child is always wanting to do something. That's a Mars with a exaltation. And Mars can be destructive because Mars gives you that aggression. Because of that fire, it gives you the aggression. You see how a fire douses, a fire, burns. It just needs a bit of spark and it just immediately burns. So that way, Mars just immediately, your anger, your aggression is very impulsive. You're short-tempered if your Mars is not well placed. You're very reactive, and you do that boldly. You're not, because Mars is something which gives you that strength and courage to not fear, because it was the chief of army. So had the chief of army been fearful, they couldn't have, fought the battles. So it's very bold, but it's at the same time, it's very reactive. So this is the negative energy of Mars. And that's one reason where when I tell everyone that, you have to be very careful while wearing coral stone, because a lot of people give you remedies of Mars, especially wearing coral stone. It's not very, good to wear coral stones unless and until one has really understood why is that, because that can lead to aggression. I'll give you an example. On Facebook, I saw one of the ladies from Russia. She said that, my Mars is weak and I need to wear coral stone. And, so I spoke with someone online and that person said, you wear a coral stone. She wanted to know, where can I buy it from? And that's when I just asked her, I said, I'm inquisitive to know that where is your Mars placed? And whether it'll be, you're wearing a coral stone. She said, my Mars is debilitated. Yes, Mars is debilitated. Very nice. It is in Cancer, so it's debilitated. But her Cancer sign was in the 8th house. So Mars was debilitated in 8th house. Now, and also for her, Mars was becoming a kind of, Badha Karak. It was becoming a Badhakesh. So now the person advised wearing a coral stone looking that Mars is debilitated. But the hindsight of it would have been, one, it would have impacted her married life, because 8th house, she would have had a lot of fights with her husband. Two, it would have impacted her periods. It would have impacted her conceiving children, because 8th house is also that particular part. So a weak Mars, and then you're aggravating it. So once your periods will get impacted, your chances of conception will be impacted. And being a Badha Kesh, what will happen is that Mars will, sorry, just give me a minute. I forgot to mute my phone. So being a Badakesh, Mars will bring obstacles in life. So, and aggression, a lot of aggression in her marital life. And she said, I'm currently having fights in my marital life. And that was because Mars was in 8th house, although debilitated. So someone told her, wear coral. That would have ensured a divorce for sure. If a dasha of that time would have come and she wearing a coral would have led to divorce. So I advised her not to wear it. And obviously, I told her to consult a better astrologer and not to wear coral stone. So these are something which are very important. And she said, yes, because her period is going like that, she said, yes, that's the reason why I was trying to wear Mars, to avoid fights between husband and wife. But, if this is what it's going to cause, then I'm not going to wear it. So obviously, that's the reason why we say that wearing a stone or doing a remedy has to be done very carefully. Not that a planet is debilitated means that you need to strengthen it, not essentially. At times, a debilitated planet is good. So Mars, as I was talking about, is destructive because its energies make you aggressive, impulsive, short-tempered, reactive. In fact, a person with a very strong Mars can, go and kill a person as well, because, if you give them a weapon and, at times coral stone becomes a weapon to give that strength and courage, and the person can just go and pick up the knife and kill a person or harm a person, because they are fighters. People in army, most of them have a very strong Mars. You cannot get into army or any forces without a strong Mars. I've seen a lot of, kundalis of people in forces. They all have very strong Mars. Some of the doctors have a very good Mars because they are good surgeons as well. So they have very good Mars. Of course, Kritika Nakshatra is important, but they have good Mars. Now, when we say what Mars indicates in our Kundali, Mars is the one which gets you land, acquired land. So if your Mars is good, you can be good landowners. So if we talk of the Bhumiyars earlier, or people who owned large pieces of land in India, they all must be having very good Mars. Mars also represents legal matters. Mars represents our younger siblings. So if someone is, not having good relationship with younger siblings, we look at Mars. Mars is also our Purusharth. So the third house Karak is Mars, our Purusharth, our righteousness, our efforts. That's Mars. And and there are prayers, there are some activities that we can do, which helps us address the issues with Mars. And Tuesday is one of the good days to pray to Mars. And as I said, Hanumanji is, of course, is the deity of Mars. Kartikeya is also deity of Mars. Now you look at this, Hanumanji and Kartikeya both were involved in battling. Okay, Kartikeya did a lot of battles, and he was sent to South India to fight battles. And Hanumanji helped Ram win the battle of with Ravan and the whole Ramayana we all know. So this is about Mars. And now I will hold myself, stop talking, and I will leave the floor open for all of you to ask me questions about Mars. Anyone has any questions? Looks like it was a very boring day today.
No, not really. It was exciting. So people who really suffer with Mangal can actually question you.
Yeah. So I'll make it a little more interesting. Most of
How about
us.
Sagittarius sign?
Sorry.
How about Sagittarius sign? Sagittarius.
Sagittarius is owned by Jupiter, not Mangal.
Okay.
But if Mars is placed in Sagittarius, it is not that bad. But you're talking of Sagittarius zodiac. And in astrology, Vedic astrology, we don't go by zodiacs. We go by your lagna. We go by your Rashi. So you must be born in the month of November. That's why you're saying Sagittarius. I'll talk about these signs also one of these days later. But today, since everyone wanted to talk about Mars, so I thought I'll address Mars. There's a very, certain planets are feared, and Mars is one of them that is feared, especially when it comes to Mangal Dosh. We all have heard this, Mangal Dosh, Manglik. The person is Manglik. So please, be very careful of the marriage. Who you're getting the person married to? Are you getting, if the person is Manglik, are you getting this person married to a Manglik or not? If the other partner is non-Manglik, then the other partner will die. How many of you heard this?
Is that really true? I have heard of it, yes.
You've heard of it? How many others? Okay, Pragnaji has also heard of it. Anyone else has heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Kalpana ji also has heard of it. Ila ji has also heard of it. So all of us have heard of it. But tell me one thing, as humans, do any one of us have that strength and power to take away life of someone else? Are we so entitled?
No.
We
No,
can't
not
even
at all.
address our lives, forget other person's lives.
No.
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 So Kalpana ji is saying Manglik should marry Manglik or Shani. That's a myth. Okay. Now it is not a Mangal dosh, it's a Mangal yog. And some of the people who bring commercial angle into it, And I will talk about it, why commercial angle comes into astrology. Some of the people who try and bring commercial angle into this or put fears in the mind, because a lot of us work with fear. To put that fear in the mind, we said, okay, because Mangal is strong. And why is a person called Manglik? A person is called Manglik because a person's Mangal is strong. I'm a Manglik. My Mangal is strong, and my Mangal is strong, very strong. One, it is exalted. Two, it is with Rahu also. So it's an Angara cube. And mine was a love marriage. So the Kundli was never matched. Because in Gandharv Vivah and love marriage, the Kundli is not matched. And my parents never believed in it. So they never thought of, my parents did not even know my time of birth. So, my husband is a very, very weak, Anshik Manglik. I'm very strong. So by that logic, something should have happened. But no. So Mangal is the strength, and why they had put this thought in the minds of the people earlier was because the marriages used to happen at a very young age. And at that young age, what used to happen is, if the boy is Manglik, then the boy had a lot of energy. So boy was always up to something or the other, and the girl did not have that energy. And because they had to spend a lot of life before Mangal's strength is utilized in some other things. When you start working, that energy goes into work. So that fear was put in the mind of the people that, probably the guy will, other partner will die, to avoid such a high energy person getting married to a person with a not that high energy, because then you will not be able to match each other's energy, right? It could be energy in, that person would have been more aggressive if the energy was not very positive. Would have been aggression, could have been a lot of demands in terms of relationship. So the other partner is not able to meet. So that would have led to unhappiness. And that's why this fear was put in the mind of people. But actually, it is today, our children get married after the age of 28, 29. Around 30ish when our children get married. And the energy of Mangal reduces any which ways after 28. Another thing today both boy and the girl both are working. So what happens, the energy of Martian energy is utilized in their work profile, in their profession. So what happens is, the energy is divided into multiple parts. The same energy, I'm very energetic, but my energy goes into work, my energy goes into taking care of the house, my energy goes into taking care of child, my energy goes into taking care of in-laws. So that energy of Mars is divided into multiple roles. And hence that energy is not impacting anyone in a harmful way, right? We can see when a child, a younger child, we have two kids at home, and we'll find one of the kid is very energetic, always up to something, hitting the other child, or always up to destructing the toys, or playing, or even when they're playing with dolls, they're hitting the dolls. That's because they have more energy, and the energy has to be utilized somewhere. So if you get their energy into something more positive, you will find that this kind of aggression is reduced. So first myth broken, that a strong Mangal is not a dosh, it's a yoga, it's an asset to us. Because if we are energetic, only then we will be able to perform our tasks well, with that courage, with that passion, with that boldness. Only then kids who want to launch a business or do a startup will be able to do that, because they have that energy. They don't believe in losing. Even if they lose, they get up again and they start working. Right? So it is a boon. So it is positive, one. Two, after the age of 28, any which ways the effect of Mars reduces. Three, we have today many ways to utilize the energy of Mars. So it is not essential that the other partner should be strong Mars. And if any one of child's Mars is strong, then it's better to get that child married after the age of 28. And marriage with a kele ka ped, or marriage with the people ka ped, and the effect going away is all superstitions, I would say. Because nothing happens. The Martian energy which is within us remains, it doesn't get transferred into a pit. It remains within us only. And that's how we will be all our life. We will be energy balls. Right? Last question, does it take away anyone's life? No. Hani, Labh, Jivan, Maran, Yash, Apyash, Vidhi, Khat. Very clearly, Lord Krishna has said that. So Jivan and Maran is in my hands. Even we as astrologers are told not to predict death. Even if we are seeing the chart, we are saying, okay, the times are tougher, but we are not allowed to predict death because that's in his hand. So no one can take anyone's life. It's just that higher energy and a person with a lower energy are not able to match up. It's just that. It leads to family discords. It leads to more arguments. It leads to unhappiness in the part of the partner who has a lower Mars energy. That's it. Has it helped you? Has it helped everyone in understanding? You know, if you won't tell me, I wouldn't know whether I'm able to,
Yeah, that was a
answer your
good
questions or
explanation.
not.
You
Nidhi, that
explained,
was a good explanation.
Yeah, Panaji was saying something. Sorry.
yeah, somebody said it was very good explanation, and I was saying you explained very clearly. I also heard that one gets married to a donkey as well, Gadera.
Oh, I never heard this.
Yeah,
This is
I saw
hilarious.
this on the movie in one of the serials or a movie. I watched it on the movie and I thought, that's
My
crazy.
God.
If it was not
No,
a
no, no.
donkey, then it was a dog. So, you know, like you said,
Very
it's all
sad.
a myth. It's all a
Yeah,
myth.
it's very sad that such a beautiful science is misutilized
Yeah,
that's when, that's what happens when we don't read our scriptures. You know what happens? When we were conquered by various dynasties, Mughals, uh, the Britishers, the Afghans, all of them, when they came, what they did to weaken any society. For example, you've seen a bonsai. All of
yeah,
you would have seen a bonsai plant.
yeah.
Anyone knows how a bonsai plant is made? Okay, have you seen?
Is
Yeah,
a part of a main tree.
sorry. Yeah, no, no, no. It is the tree
It is
itself.
a
So
full
there is,
tree, but a miniature.
yeah, it's a
Yes,
dwarf.
yes,
It's a dwarf. So,
yeah.
it is even a banyan tree has a bonsai. I have seen a banyan tree bonsai as well. The banyan is the barga that's the huge and the biggest of all.
Yes.
What they do is a tree is made by cutting its root.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
each time it's gone, its root is cut, it's replanted. Root is cut, replanted. So what happens is that it is trained. It is trained to remain dwarf.
Yeah.
And that's how we as Hindus were trained. We were trained to say that your culture is inferior. Hinduism is inferior. Sanatan is inferior. So our roots were cut. Our roots were cut by burning our books by Khilji, by decapitating our idols. If we go to Khajuraho, by acquiring our temples and making mosques over it, because they wanted to take away things from us by taking our idols and putting them and you can see them in UK. A lot of our idols are there. I mean, now they have become masterpieces and they are sold at a very high price. So if they were not masterpieces, why did you take them? So that way our mindset was dwarfed, trained to remain dwarf. And that's the reason we overcame by these theories of getting married to a donkey, getting married to a banana tree, because we ourselves are training our mind to remain dwarf. We ourselves are training our mind to become puppets in the hands of others. So whatever they say, we keep doing. So if someone's saying get married to a donkey and we're allowing that person to get our daughter married or a boy married to a donkey, it's a matter of an individual decision. But I would encourage all of you all to read one of our scriptures. That's our history. That's who we are. Pick the easiest form. I'll share with you a very interesting thing which is happening. There are bodies which are working towards translating our scriptures and manuscripts in formats which are not the true meanings. What will happen? The Sanskrit manuscripts and scriptures will go away, and only translations will remain. So there are bodies from other religions who are currently sitting and translating. Even the Gita is being translated with different meanings. So when our children inherit those, they will feel more ashamed of our religion, more ashamed of our culture, than feel happy with it. So this is a time we all need to get up and start reading our scriptures, even if it is one scripture. Mahabharata, it is said that don't read Mahabharata at home, that will cause Mahabharata. That's also very big superstition, because those guys did not want us to read Mahabharata. Mahabharata is a scripture which is of the highest knowledge. If you read Mahabharata, you've read everything. And Mahabharata is the scripture for Kali Yuga, and Gita is one small part of it. So imagine if that Gita, one small part of Mahabharata, is become a Bible for the world, then the entire Mahabharata, it is explosive. I mean, if anyone is able to read Mahabharata and implement in the life, all sorrows, all problems will go away. No one will have to consult a doctor. No one will have to consult an astrologer. So, very important for us to get that knowledge. There are translations today. There are, sources which are like Gita Press. Gita Press reaches everywhere in the world. You can always get books from Gita Press. And these are right translations, because I can guarantee in next 20 years, even the translations will not be authentic. So it's all in our hands how we want to bring up our children and our grandchildren. What is the kind of knowledge we want to impart to them? Our faith in our culture, which is the strongest culture. I mean, it's only Sanatan which allows you to believe in any of the God you want to believe in. It's Sanatan in which someone believes in Shiv, someone believes in Parvati, someone believes in Krishna, someone believes in Bhairav, someone believes in, Kamakhya, someone believes in Baglamukhi, and you're allowed to be together. So, any more questions on Mangal?
My son is a Mangal, so he can't get married. So we went to India. Somebody told us to go to India, so we went to India, and one of the priests told he must fast 10 Saturdays. But he doesn't know how to fast. He's never fasted in his life, so they told me to do it.
But why is it that if the Mangal is strong, he can't get married? Why? Who says so?
I don't know. One of the priests in India told us that.
No, it is not mentioned in any of the scriptures. What is your son's age?
He's 40.
Mangal, any which ways energies dissipate after 28 years. Just close your eyes and after 28 years, get the child married to anyone.
Okay.
40 years, so is like, then if he hasn't got married till 40 years, then it is not Mars. It could be Saturn, largely the impact of Saturn.
Okay.
Not Mars. Then you have to address Saturn, not Mars.
Oh. But you see,
And
here
the seventh house.
we believe in it.
Sorry?
I'm from South Africa, so we don't believe in all this. But when we went to India, somebody told us, because we were looking for a girl for him, so they told us that his Mangal is weak, so he has to do fast, then only he'll get married.
Mangal is weak.
Yeah, that's what they told us.
I don't know. I mean, I can't comment on it because unless I have seen the Kundli, I can't see what Dasha, what is the seventh house, what is the impact coming in. But Mangal doesn't stop marriage. I can at least say that for sure.
But anyway, I did the fasting for him. And when we came back, and after about 5 years, he did get married. He found his own girl here in South Africa only. And he got married and is very happy and is a father of one child. And his wife is pregnant again.
Very nice. That's very nice. That's very nice. But believe you me, fasting has got nothing to do with it.
Okay.
It is just that the Dasha would have come of the supporting planet and the transit would have happened. In any which ways, he would have got married.
Nidhi ji is a living proof. She's a Mangal. She said so.
Oh, I'm a very strong
And
Manglik.
she's happy. And
Yeah.
she's very happy.
Yeah.
I'm a very, very strong Manglik. I have an exalted Mars in 8th house and with Rahu. I'm a double Manglik, I would say.
Yeah.
And my husband is a very tantric Manglik, very small. I didn't even know. I mean, I got to know of it only after I started studying. Then I made my Kundli because my parents never had a Kundli.
Yeah.
They never believed in it. So when I started studying, then I made my Kundli and then I realized, oh, this is the case. So, and I got married at the age of 23. Let me tell you that also. I got married early. My husband was 25. I was 23.
Thank you.
It's a miracle how world works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then it's very interesting, I must share something with you. I've been getting requests from some people for consultation, and I would just say one thing here is that, when I have to intervene with nature, you are intervening with nature. Both of us are intervening with nature. Who should make the Kundli? Okay, I'll address this, Vimla ji, your Kundli. When both of us are interfering with nature, then it's very important that there is an energy exchange. Very important. Because if I am intervening with the nature and telling you something which is against the nature, because nature never wants you to know what's happening around. They don't want you to know future. Had they want you to know future, they would have known about it. And especially if I'm giving you remedies, those will not work unless there's an energy exchange. Okay. This means that, I'll give you an example. So for a very large period of time, I never did this energy exchange. I never charged anything from people, never. And my health started getting impacted. I was falling ill very often, having fever or something or the other. And when I consulted my guru, and my guru only told me initially that, don't charge anything. And then when I went to my guru and every time I used to speak to him, he used to say, you're again unwell, what happened to you? And then he analyzed, he said, your chart doesn't say you should be unwell, which means because you're interfering and giving remedies to people, that's causing ill health to you. And I also told him one thing. I said, look, people who are doing remedies, it's not fructifying for them. And because you are taking a rid from me, you're taking a debt from me, the debt will never pay off. And I am giving you a loan. So also there's an imbalance of the energies. I am giving you a loan. You are a borrower and I'm a lender. Now, if I become a lender, I am a superior position. You are a borrower. You are at a lower position. The remedies that you will do will never work. So it is for the benefit of both of us, for my health. And that's when my guru said, you have to start taking something and you have to start charging. My health and for all of us for this whole process to work out, because we are challenging the universe. We are challenging the nature. We are not doing something which nature has defined. So in that case, an energy exchange is very important. Well, I do a lot of consultation for people who are very, very poor and have nothing with them. I do free for them. in our olden days, you would say that in olden days, people did not charge. That's because grains were given to them, in kind, grains were given, some produce was given to them. And for their survival or whatever it was given to them. So by God's grace, I don't do this for financial purposes. He's blessed me with everything in life. I don't need anything in life with respect to finances. But this is a principle that, one needs to follow for this practice to work for benefit of each other. And this is one reason why when we go to an astrologer and we say, why should we pay to this astrologer, is when the astrologer starts practicing these commercial things. A stone which is for 1,000 rupees is given to you, of which is for $20 is given to you for $100. Because that person has to run the livelihood, someone who's practicing that way. And that's why we bring these practices into astrology. And that's why we bring these practices of getting married to a donkey.
Mm.
We ourselves are responsible for encouraging these practices. One, we are ourselves not knowledgeable. We don't have knowledge. We say we don't have time to read. But if you just pick up one shloka per day, just one shloka of any scripture per day, you would have completed any scripture in 2 years. Pick up another scripture, pick up one shloka per day. At least you will not remember all the shlokas, but you will remember 20 shlokas. You'll at least be informed of what is right and what is wrong. One shlok takes 15 minutes. I mean, we spend a lot of time in front of Netflix and Prime. We are willing to spend 4 hours over there, but we are not willing to read a scripture for 15 minutes. So one factor is this, and two factors is we expect, people to do it. One of the persons from you came and said, I'm very unwell, I'm going through a surgery and I need an immediate intervention. And so when I see the kundli, I can see that you are well placed. When the kundli comes to me, I can see you're well placed. But you just want to avoid it. Don't do this. Don't take any loan from anyone. Remember, you will have to pay it back. You will have to pay it back. So avoid. Don't keep even $1 extra with you. Even 20 cents with you. You have to come back and pay it back. Maybe those 20 cents itself will make you take another birth. Even if you're reaching a nirvana, you're reaching a end of your, all 20 cents will make it $500. So very important that we understand that please avoid taking debts. And the day we understand this, our life will become so simple. Even if it's our kids, we shouldn't be doing that. Thank you, Anitaji, for understanding this. There was a question on who should make the kundli. Any astrologer can make a kundli. Bimlaji, any astrologer can make a kundli. For kundli, today the softwares are available. Even you can make a kundli. You can just go online, go to this. There are lots of softwares available. The only thing is some softwares have some errors with respect to Lagna. So you can yourself make a kundli and download it. You don't have to go to anyone and pay for it. It's a software which is freely available. You can make a kundli. Any more questions, or should we wind up the session? Kalpana ji, Lata ji, Deena ji, Sarla ji, Anita ji, anyone has any questions? A very silent.
Can I just?
Yeah.
Sorry, Nidhi. Can I just tell you about energy exchange? It used to be like, I do a lot of energy healing. I'm a Reiki energy healer and more. When it came to exchange, they said, why should you charge? It's given to you, so you should be grateful and not to charge. And I used to explain, the people said no, they would come once and that was end of. I mean, I can't finish my treatment, and then I would be told that It's not working on me. So it was really, I mean, same situation. I don't need the money, but I want exchange. And in this day and time, money is an exchange, yeah. And I always explain it. It's going forward. I'm not keeping it. It's going forward. To do something which is helping other people. I do that. I became depleted with energy as well, like you, and I had to just not speak about it. When I feel I need to share my energy, I would share it willingly, but I was really depleted. My energy was really, really depleted. So as you mentioned, people, I don't know, people just feel, oh, why should we pay? I'm not doing it for me. I always tell them I've got enough, but it's an
No, even
exchange.
a lot of people run their livelihood through professions. There are energy healers doing it professionally. There are astrologers doing it professionally. So they too need to run their families. But there are some people who do it out of passion. Then it's really different. Some people, like, I do it because of passion. I do it for the love of Sanatan Dharma. I do it for to break the myths around astrology. I do it to bring that trust back in astrology, because I feel very strongly for the science. So, but then I can't do it at the cost of my health. If I'm not alive, if I'm not able to do any readings, then what's the point? So that's what it was. All right, I think it was the Mars's energy was missing today. Mars seems debilitated today, so Mars's energy was missing. Maybe we'll bring back Mars's energy in the next session. And if you have any questions around Mars, I'm happy to take them in next sessions. Thank you so much for the session. You have something to say, Panaji?
No, I was just going to say thank you very much. It was an
Yeah.
exciting to learn about Mangal, and also to catch up with what's behind it, because not many people know what's behind it. So it is good to know. And the next session, we will also catch up with Guru Purnima, what it's all about, Guru Purnima,
Sure.
why.
So next session, we'll
So,
talk about Guru Purnima.
yes, that will be
About
great.
Yeah, sure. It's an interesting, very interesting thing, why it is celebrated, how it is celebrated. So we'll talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll end the session. Sarve
Thank
bhavantu
you.
sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kashchit dukkha bhavet. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice
Thank
day.
you.
Bye.